I suffer through this video all the way through, and you're gonna suffer with me. Let's begin.
I'm gonna be decently open about how slightly inebriated I am, but you also might be just on a better level.
Okay, immediately, I already have problems with this artsy little intro you got here. The sound of the record player being turned on, I swear, if you listen closely, it sounds like that she got some different sound sources. It didn't come from the original record player itself. Just listen closely. I'll slow it down for you. Sounds different, right? And now we're starting to hear some chickens bucking about, which makes no sense either because it's a record player, not a radio player. We shouldn't be hearing anything yet.
I am, but you also might be just on a better level.
I'm also like not inebriated.
Slightly inebriated.
Okay, so the record's down, it's spinning, and we're hearing all this crackling sound. That is static. That can only be heard once the needle has made contact with the record. And of course, the needle has not made contact with the record yet.
Inebriated. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, and now we got the music, and for some reason the static is now gone. Now it just sounds like she downloaded something from Spotify and put it on this video. Okay, I don't really care for the song. I'm gonna throw in my own version. I think it's very relevant to this video.
Let's make sure the audio's recording.
How fucking professional, huh?
Hey, do you guys like ASMR?
Only when it's done by gentle whisperings. You guys will just rupture my colon. oh god, my butt. Hang on a second, guys, I'll be right back. Oh god, my butt. Stupid ass dirty dummies trying to get crap all the time.
Wait, I can do purr. That frightens me.
You guys are great YouTubers.
Always. I haven't done this in years.
No. Oh, that's nice. Do you know what a uvular trill is?
No, and I don't care.
It's where you take your uvula. You know what your uvula, and you literally
Like a baby grows inside of it.
no.
I know. I'm just
Shut up.
What the fuck are you doing?
Okay, and then you trill it. You know, the same as you could roll your tongue. But you go
What?
like a pigeon.
Oh, like that. Oh my god, I just did it.
What is this video?
Get out of it!
This is going great.
It's gonna be called uvular trills.
If I had a gun, I'd shoot myself.
What the hell is up with all this clapping? This is the second video I've seen with you doing that stupid clap. Maybe it's because it's a reference to, you know, the Hollywood clapping thing they do before they record a video. This one is just so retarded.
So, when we're talking about identity words,
Oh, we're not gonna like intro the video. We're not gonna say, hey, welcome here.
Fuck!
oh, I don't know. This is Elena. I feel like you've seen her before.
Yeah, I've been around.
I'm me. I own the channel.
This is Ash's channel.
Grace's feet are up there.
Kick your feet. Yeah! Help! We're gonna talk about
Words. Identity words.
oh yeah, identity. Yeah.
We're going to talk about when identity words potentially create situations of bi-erasure. But we would like to stress that these are only our opinions.
Well, okay, I'll try to respect your opinions, but it's gonna be kind of hard coming from someone who doesn't know how to put on a sweatshirt properly, and for someone who has a septum piercing.
We are only two bisexual identifying people, and we do
Therefore,
not speak.
we make the rules for all bisexual identifying people.
Yes, we are the presidents of bisexuality.
We are. So take everything that we say as hard fact that applies to all bi people.
Do not be critical. Do not use your own mind. Be a lemming.
I have several problems with this video.
But for serious, though.
Oh, I was gonna say, but is one of the problems the uvular trill? Well, that's my tongue doing that, though. Isn't that your tongue doing that?
Oh god, no, there goes my butt again. Excuse me, guys, I gotta go to the bathroom again. Goddamn stupid glass trash, whatever they are, they can't let me just watch a video in peace. I keep shitting. Oh god, it hurts.
Look at my tongue, girl.
While you.
It's hard to show you my tongue.
Oh my god!
That's my uvula.
How are you?
I'm a pigeon.
What exactly do you mean by that?
I'm bi. Half human, half pigeon.
That's it! Here comes the judge!
actually, maybe what we should do is talk about what being bisexual means to us. How
yes.
do we define the word bisexual?
For me, bisexuality means it's still two groups of people that I'm attracted to, but those two groups of people are my gender and other genders.
That already makes no goddamn sense. I can understand you liking the females and the males, but where are the other genders? I don't get it. If you're including other genders, aren't you including more than one gender? So it's not really two. You're just one, and then like maybe 50 other genders out there.
I share that definition. Now let's, like, look a little bit more into it. Does it have to be, like, a perfect 50-50 split? Eh?
It's just because I'm Canadian. No, not at all. For my experience, it is. I'm very equally attracted to men, women, other genders. It is very equal.
How can you be attracted to other genders when there's only two?
But that's not the case for all bisexual people at all.
So personally, I identify as bisexual, if I were to put it in percentages, because I personally like percentages. Not everybody does.
I don't.
No, because it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why should you have to put percentages into it? Shouldn't it be under just preferences? You can't be like, I'm 20% into men, and 40% into women, and 60% into unicorns.
Right.
I
Okay.
don't like them.
Cool. Do you like anything?
Well, but I think the reason that I don't like them is because I feel very equal.
Okay.
And so when people are talking to me about what's your percentage, my percentage is 100, 100. Like
No, just pure dope.
I like that. That makes a lot of sense.
This idea of percentages and one gender getting this percentage and a different gender getting that percentage gives off the impression that liking one gender takes away liking from another. It's not a zero-sum game, right? Because I like one, it doesn't mean I like the other any less. And because I like this one more doesn't mean that when I like this one... does that make sense?
That makes total sense, and I'm really happy that you said that, because I feel like there are definitely people watching who feel the same way.
And I'm not saying that for you shouldn't use percentages. Just
Don't
for
tell
me,
me what to do. So I would say, sexually, I'm like 60-40. I prefer women slightly. Romantically, I feel like I'm a 90-10.
Oh.
So sometimes I even identify as homo-romantic.
Shut up!
Ooh.
So it's like bisexuals can come in different flavors.
Surprise, surprise!
What?
We're not all one kind.
If you feel a connection to the word bisexual, boom. You're bisexual.
If you like dick and pussy, you're bisexual.
You did it. Congratulations. We can stamp you.
Should we give them a
as
bi
As
five?
a bi.
Oh, I was... Nope, that's a bi five. Now you know. So speaking of not all one kind, sometimes bisexual identifying people use different words to describe themselves.
Okay, bisexual. Love it. That's kind of my main identifier.
Because it's the real thing.
Pansexual. Fake. Queer. I like that term too.
Sometimes it gets tricky when we talk about people not choosing to identify as bi, when in a strange technical sense they would qualify as bi.
That is the most retarded quote I've ever seen. Who fucking quoted that?
Because by using the other words, it could be argued that they are contributing to bi erasure.
Oh, you just made that word up, you idiot!
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like terms like pansexual and queer are...
No.
Right. What about...
No, don't. I think that you should identify how you want to identify.
Why might certain terms click with certain people? Like, why would somebody maybe ID as pan rather than bi? One of the reasons is bisexuality, the word, has such a history.
True, yeah.
Because bi is real, pan is not!
And it has such a rooted...
And it has a letter.
Yes.
We get the B.
The representation, yeah. And it has a rooted IRL community. You could go into, like, your local LGBT center, and there would be workshops and support groups for bi people,
Right.
but not necessarily pan people. Some people like pan because they're afraid to go into those IRL places, or it's not what they like. But, like, the pan community is actually pretty big online. So there's actually a lot of reasons, I've learned, that, like, people kind of connect to different words.
There it is again! Our magic word, folks, feels! It's all about feelings!
For me personally, I used to not identify as bi because it had all this negative stigma.
What negative stigma? That people would think that you're just too picky to know which gender you'd rather be in bed with? But what?
It could be argued that then you were kind of like feeding into biphobia, or maybe your mental health was just not quite ready to deal with that stigma. Maybe you were still coming out.
Oh god, there it is. Biphobia? That's another made-up word you did, you lousy bull!
And I think we have to be compassionate to that.
I like bi, and I think it's because of what you were talking about with the representation, because it's more easily understood. And I always had this like, well, by definition, I'm pan, but I feel like bi fits me better. And then I realized that bi could mean my gender and other genders, and it was like, oh, well, there we go. That's my label. It fits.
You only need one, fat boy.
And sometimes people forget that pan kind of has a stigma to it. Because once I came out as pan, and somebody said, oh, you're pansexual? So, like, bisexual, but in pretentious wrapping paper. Yeah, I know. Like, different words have different stigmas, and each person has different experiences with them, and sometimes we just can't help which word we click to.
So here's my main issue. I like labels. I think labels are great. For me personally, I don't really take interest in arguing about tiny little details about a label, because for me, if someone connects to a label and that's the label that they want to claim, have it. Like, I don't, I don't understand people or the situations where someone says, oh, well, you said you're bi, but...
You're not into label policing?
Yeah, but this... Oh, yeah, maybe that, yeah.
I don't think label policing is healthy. I don't think we should police anybody's identity.
No.
That essentially is the moral of the video.
I had no idea this video had a moral at all.
Right,
That, like,
yeah.
who are we to tell anyone how they should call themselves?
Yeah. That's just how I feel. I don't think... Oh, another thing that I was thinking before, that I think some people might disagree with me, because, okay, so I don't think that it's anyone's personal individual job to combat bi erasure. Right? So if you want to use the word pan because you're uncomfortable with the stigma that comes with bi, and then maybe that does feed into bi erasure and biphobia, maybe it does, but I really don't think that it's anyone's personal individual job to combat that. But at the same time, I recognize that if none of us take on that responsibility, then nothing will ever change. And
I've actually never thought about that, and I think that's really interesting, and I agree.
What?
I think some people are more up for it than others.
Do you think that there's like a way to, like, I don't know, find a happy medium in there? Like, to be like, I'm listening to the reasons you identify as pan. Do you think that, like, potentially could be coming from a place of, like, being afraid of the label bi? And maybe
I do not get this. Why would you be afraid of being a bisexual? Because it's real. We all understand it. We all accept it.
that might be worth some reflecting? Does that sound super patronizing, though?
No, because you actually did that to me.
Oh.
What a bitch.
No, but in a different, with the word queer.
Okay.
When we hung out, last time we hung out somewhere, I had said that I was uncomfortable using the word queer because I'm dating a man, and I thought
of
that
your privilege.
that I'm then kind of appropriating that term. That was what I said.
Even though queer is just a slang term for a gay person. But here you just said you're dating a guy. This makes you not gay.
And you said exactly what you just said. Well, maybe you're, harboring a little bit of shame or a little bit of, biphobia within yourself. You said exactly what you just said in the most kind, compassionate, understanding manner.
Oh, good.
Did anyone else get that? Please leave a comment below if you understood what she said right there, because I still don't!
And I'm bringing this up because it made me think about it, and now I'm very comfortable with the word queer.
I was gonna say, I feel like you're using queer left and right,
Yeah.
and in my book, you literally quote that you're still not quite okay
Yeah.
with it. So yeah, there's definitely been this change. That's cool.
And it was because we had that conversation, and you said, maybe one of the reasons that you're uncomfortable with it is internalized, like, shame or biphobia or something along those lines. And I was like, huh.
I do not fucking get it. You're dating a guy, so you're straight. And then here comes Ash brainwashing you. That's all she's ever good for, just fucking brainwashing. And it worked!
Let's hit on a couple other words that could fit under the bisexual umbrella. So for me, I'm attracted to many of the genders. But sometimes, because I am with a woman and because I identify as homoromantic, once in a while I will claim the terms lesbian or just gay. Do you think that since I'm bisexual or pansexual, do you think when I say lesbian or gay, it contributes to bi erasure or biphobia?
Again, I guess kind of technically, but it doesn't bother me.
Sometimes I bring up the idea that, like, it has to do a lot with context. Like, my channel and myself also celebrates bisexuality and has these kinds of conversations. So do you think that maybe because of all the complexities of who I am and what I've done, I'm allowed to click or connect with a different label, lesbian when it feels right, or gay when it feels right? Because I would like to say I clearly am not biphobic.
I think that's a question for a lesbian or a gay person. Because me, as another bisexual person, I'm like, I think I would do the same thing. Like,
Yeah?
if I was dating a woman, I think there would be probably times when I just identified as gay.
Because it's just a word. I recently made a video where I talked about the term heteroflexible, and there was a little bit of debate in the comments, and some people said that heteroflexibility, or even, and I identify as homoflexibly romantic.
Oh my god! Again, you're just adding on more words that make no goddamn sense!
So I could be part of the problem. Do you feel like those terms contribute to bi erasure?
No! No!
I think those are fun terms to use for someone exploring.
Okay.
That's how I would see them. If someone told me they were
I'm not exploring, though.
heteroflexible. So you are, what is your label again, though?
Homoflexibly romantic.
See? She doesn't know. All these made-up terms, they don't work, and you're just confusing her.
Romantically, I'm mostly interested in women, but I'm flexible. I'll date a guy if, like, he's the right one.
Hey, idiot, your wife is on bed right behind you. Did you forget she's still in the same room with you?
I mean, not now,
But
but...
is that what people mean when they say they are heteroflexible?
Yeah, flexible means, like, for the most part, I like meow. However, once in a blue moon, there is the exception.
I think it depends on the person. I would have to ask that person. So the term that I've encountered a lot more is bi-curious, and that, to me, is an exploratory term of, well, I'm curious.
Right.
I'm exploring. I'm figuring it out. And so I kind of equate heteroflexibility as the same thing, but maybe there's a difference in someone saying, oh, I'm heteroflexible because I try it, versus I'm heteroflexible because I could fall in love with
Sure.
a woman.
I get the difference, yeah. Because it's like, I'm saying I could fall in love with a man. I just think that sometimes, like, certain labels and words click with certain people for inexplicable reasons. And sometimes those things change over time.
And sometimes those reasons become apparent over time.
Yeah.
Sometimes something clicks and you're not sure why.
And
then,
sometimes you're like, boom, yes, it's because I am dealing with internalized
Yeah.
biphobia. Or you could be like, no, it's because I actually just really don't connect with this word.
we're gonna film a video over on my channel.
It's going to be about the fluidity of gender and sexuality.
Oh, okay.
And do they change over time?
No.
And we end the video there. I know I didn't do a whole lot of, analyzing on this video, but, in my defense, how can I? This video was so confusing. I know it's a year old, and I've only seen this movie for maybe a month or so, and I try my best to understand what the hell they're saying. I watched this video over and over to try to think of a good response to what they're saying, but I just couldn't. This video was just so difficult to respond to. I just let them keep talking and just let you watch for themselves and see how fucked up they are. I don't know if I can keep going with any more of these Ash videos, so I'm just going to take a break from it for now. And I'll catch you guys later.